Win the inner war, and the world has no choice but to follow. Before there is victory in the world, there is conquest within. Before applause, there is silence. Before recognition, there is resistance. Every great life is decided long before it is displayed. The battle that matters most is never fought on a stage, in a boardroom, or on a battlefield. It is fought in the unseen hours, inside the mind, where excuses whisper, fear negotiates, and comfort tries to convince you to stand down. This is the inner war, and you are either winning it daily or slowly surrendering without realizing it. Most people lose before they begin because they fight the wrong enemy. They battle circumstances, criticize the system, blame timing, resent competition. They think the world is against them. But the truth is far more confronting. The world is neutral. It simply responds. It mirrors. It reflects back the strength or weakness of the person standing before it. The real enemy has always been within, the undisciplined thought, the unchecked emotion, the belief that wavers under pressure. Napoleon Hill understood this deeply. After decades of studying the men who shaped industries and eras, he discovered a ruthless pattern. Those who mastered themselves eventually mastered circumstances. Those who failed to do so became victims of their own inner chaos. The world never defeats a person who refuses to surrender internally. The inner war begins with mindset, not positivity, precision, not hype, control. Mindset is the lens through which every event is interpreted. Two people can face the same hardship. One is broken by it, the other sharpened. The difference is not strength. It is meaning. The defeated mind asks, "Why is this happening to me?" The victorious mind asks, "What is this training me for?" Belief is the weapon most never sharpen. Weak belief collapses under evidence. Strong belief creates evidence. When Edison failed thousands of times, belief was the only thing standing between persistence and retreat. When Lincoln faced loss after loss, belief was the anchor that kept him upright while the nation fractured. Belief does not deny reality. It chooses how reality will be interpreted. The inner war is won by those who decide first and allow the world to catch up later. Decision ends debate. It silences inner conflict. It tells the mind, "This is the direction. Find a way." Without decision, the mind argues endlessly with itself, draining energy and delaying action. With decision, the mind organizes around purpose. Clarity emerges from that decision. You stop scattering attention. You stop reacting to every noise. You stop confusing movement with progress. Clarity is ruthless. It removes the unnecessary. It demands focus. And focus is the difference between effort and impact. Weak minds chase everything and build nothing. Strong minds commit to one path long enough to make it bend. Vision stretches clarity into endurance. Vision allows you to hold a future so vividly that present discomfort loses its authority. Walt Disney could endure bankruptcy because his vision was louder than his fear. Henry Ford could withstand ridicule because his image of the future was stronger than public opinion. Vision is not fantasy. It is disciplined imagination applied daily. Purpose gives vision gravity. Purpose answers the question pain always asks, why continue? When purpose is clear, suffering becomes meaningful. Effort becomes honorable. Sacrifice becomes temporary. Without purpose, the inner war becomes exhausting. With purpose, it becomes refining. Discipline is where most people surrender, not because it is impossible, but because it is uncomfortable. Discipline is choosing long-term victory over short-term relief. It is doing what you said you would do, regardless of mood. Discipline is not harsh, it is freeing. It removes decision fatigue. It builds trust within yourself. And self-trust is unbreakable armor. Action is the visible proof of an inner victory. Hesitation reveals unresolved conflict. Decisive action reveals alignment. The world responds to movement, not intention. Confidence is not a prerequisite, it is a byproduct. You do not feel strong and then act. You act, and strength follows. Gratitude stabilizes the battlefield. It keeps ambition from turning into bitterness. Gratitude reminds you that pressure is a privilege reserved for those still growing. It anchors you in the present while pulling you forward. Adaptability keeps you dangerous. The inner war is not static. New challenges emerge. New skills are required. The mastered mind learns continuously. It releases outdated beliefs without clinging to identity. It evolves without losing direction. Resilience is forged in repetition, not in comfort. Every time you refuse to quit, the inner enemy weakens. Every time you endure, you claim territory. Slowly, the voice of doubt loses volume. The voice of discipline grows louder. The war shifts in your favor. And here is the truth few want to hear. The world has no choice but to follow a person who has already won within. Circumstances bend. Opportunities appear. Resistance fades. Not because the world is kind, but because it responds to certainty. Win the inner war, and the outer world will surrender without a fight.